You look great, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. You do look great.
So
I'm not hitting on you.
it's all right, man.
Just being honest.
You single or how's that?
Yeah, what's the culture out
Ooh,
there
I
in
love
LA?
it.
It's everybody is very driven. Everybody's
Sick.
very out for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if we're in the restaurant business, we're in direct competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it's super cutthroat,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's when you're the best, at what you do, everybody else thinks they're the best at what they do.
Right, yeah.
And then you're in a melting pot of a bunch of people who are running, and so it elevates everything.
Right.
It elevates food, service, cocktails,
uh-huh.
because everybody's trying to outdo everybody else.
Right.
So it's like, what can we create that is going to bring people here?
Right.
No, I love that. So earlier today we were discussing that. I look at I lived in San Diego for 5 years,
Okay.
bartending out there, and prior the other day was asking me what's the difference between Virginia and San Diego, and I kind of tied exactly with what you just said. I was like,
Right.
well, you got 700 bars in San Diego, but they're not all trying to appease everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're doing something
Yep.
incredibly well. They're
Yep.
perfecting it.
Right.
Their menu might only have 5 fucking items on it, but those
Yeah.
items are above everyone else.
Exactly.
Because that's how you stay open.
The niche
Yeah.
market.
If you don't perfect it, you're going to
Exactly.
close in a year. Someone else is going to open that
Right.
same spot
Right.
and do something.
Well, that comes from also the amount of population. So if
Right.
you have 600 people in a city of a couple million who eat at your place religiously 3 or 4 times a week, you're made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say that they like, I don't know, quiches. And you make the best quiche in Los Angeles.
Is quiche the proper plural?
I don't know.
Okay.
Quichen.
Kaish.
Quiches.
Oxen.
So yeah, so
I just like, I'll get flustered if I say shit like that.
I know. Now I'm thinking about it next. I don't really know the answer. So
I'm going to call your
We get
mom.
what you're saying.
yeah, call my mom. She'll know. So like it's a very niche market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It goes
much.
back to the same thing. Like if you're in the mood for a craft cocktail, you go here.
Yeah. Right.
Or
Right.
here, or
Uh-huh.
here, or if you're in the mood for a Fireball and a Coors Light, you go here or here.
Right.
Right.
So it's one of those things that it's like, yeah. When you have the population like that, it elevates everything.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a really interesting effect where I feel like a lot of people in Virginia Beach have like it's all very similar. You know what I mean?
Or,
Like-
or, I mean, like, so this
Yeah.
one restaurant has this drink.
right.
This same week, every restaurant will have something similar.
Right.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you have to. Otherwise, how are you going to keep up? You
Exactly.
don't have to have that mindset.
Yeah.
Create your own thing.
Well, there was a guy a couple of years ago, and he's probably going to watch this, who changed his price on Fireball to $3 at the oceanfront. And what he
God.
did was he changed. Can I say this?
I hope that we're talking about the same person.
Of course we are.
We don't say names.
We're not going to say any names,
Yeah,
but
'cause
what he did is he harbored, or not
Yeah.
harbored, he kind of changed the dynamic of shots of Fireball, the oceanfront.
Right. Right.
Because to stay competitive, everybody has to lower their shot of Fireball to
Right.
$3 or
Right.
somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
I had people come to venue, and I'd be like, $7. They'd be like,
But it's $3 down here.
it's
Well,
$3 down
It's
there.
Fireball- yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I hate that.
I was like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You know, like,
You don't need $3 Fireballs. Like, seriously, you're
right.
just going to get people shit-faced, and then now, I mean, what are we dealing with here? We're not making any money, and
Exactly.
now you have a whole problem with all these people sucking down Fireball.
I think at that location, what they were looking to do was
Yeah.
to take the fucking to take all the people that can pay for $3 Fireballs and the $2.50 Coors Lights,
Right.
and you know what I mean, and that's what they wanted to go for.
Right.
well, to be fair, he's a good operator.
He's a great operator.
You know, and but he was given a really hard task because this place wasn't very busy for many years. You know, it had been around a long time, and not a lot of people know that. And I'm not going to say any names or anything.
Yeah.
But after that, after he came in, it started to get busier.
Yeah.
And now, like, it's a regular place where people who wouldn't have even walked through the door
Right.
6 or 7, 8 years ago go there 4 or 5 times a week
it's
now.
a staple
Yeah.
for sure.
So,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
And the
I'll say
Fireball is
right-
now more expensive, I'm imagining.
I think it's still the same.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I mean, I don't think you can
yeah, well,
legally change it.
No, I
Yeah.
mean they carried it in handles. You know, so,
Right.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
they
much-
have to.
Yeah.
God, they go
God
through
damn.
so much of it.
Yeah.
And that's another
That's
thing.
also their thing, though.
If
That's
you
another
sell 10 handles a night, the $3, you're still making money on $3.
Yeah,
a shot.
Fireball.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're making money off everything
So
else,
it's not
too.
like a
Yeah.
complete
Loss.
but it's like when you change the market.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're affecting people who that $3 affects their bottom line.
Right.
I mean, and that's the kind of that all ties into what I was getting at about, Virginia Beach kind of does the same thing.
Yeah.
And there has been a lot of progression over the last bit of time.
Yeah.
And things are getting better.
Yeah.
The Cavalier's a great establishment. You
Right.
go there and you got a whiskey distillery on Atlantic Avenue.
Right.
That's unimaginable. We were talking about it outside. That's unimaginable. If somebody said that to you 5 years ago,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
you get laughed out of the room.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna distill bourbon. Where? On
Atlantic
Atlantic.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Virginia Beach.
Yeah. You can't.
In a hotel.
Yeah. You can't even post that you do discounted alcohol.
Right.
Right. Up
But-
until yesterday.
Up until yesterday.
Yeah, up until yesterday. Yeah.
Which will also again change the market a lot too. So I mean, a lot of these places where people don't even know their bars and would walk right by, now they can,
Hey.
adequately
Oh, yeah.
promote.
I'm actually ordering
Is it not-
10-foot street flags right now.
Is it
About to
just
go.
online,
you really?
or
Yeah,
is
over
it
the
just
place I'm at
online,
now.
or is it like everywhere?
All inclusive.
Shut the fuck up.
Everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
sick.
So where are you at now?
It's called Boyle Bay Cajun Seafood. It's
Okay.
off of Holland Road. But so basically, we have a full bar there. Anyways, it's
Great place.
Great place. If you like seafood, it's fucking amazing.
Well, I knew that. I just wanted you to plug it.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. But no, so so since this thing happened, yesterday, I literally got on Facebook and was like, before I get on the interwebs and
Right.
just order something, like if anybody's got a plug for flags, like, I'd like to support something locally.
I think SDC Designs, a guy named George, used to
dude.
do all of our stuff.
That post yesterday, like I got hit by like 15 people.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was so much graphic design.
George is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of the things about the liquor laws in Virginia Beach and like a city, like Virginia Beach, even Los Angeles and California, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
When you look at that, you're almost promoting binge drinking.
Yes.
Because when you go to a city where you can drink around the clock, Atlantic City, Vegas, Miami,
Right.
some parts of New York, it's not. Oh my God! It's
We gotta hurry up and have
129.
the shots.
Slam this real
It's
quick.
Yeah,
129. Let's do 5 shots real quick before we get kicked out on the street.
Right.
These places, there's a lot less binge drinking because, tourists do it, but
Yeah.
there's a lot less binge drinking by the people that live there.
Right.
Because they know that they're not on a time crunch. They don't have to do those 4 or 5 shots at 129.
Right. Yeah.
And then that's where you get your DUIs. That's where you get your drunken publics.
Yep.
That's where you get all that.
Right.
And fights and everything else.
Right.
So these cities that go around the clock, they don't even, they don't worry about it to that level.
Right.
Where-
It still happens, but it's not so predominant.
It's tourists
Right.
that do it
It's
that aren't
tourists.
used to it.
And then there's
You know
still,
what I mean?
there's always going to be
Right.
the alcoholism that exists everywhere.
Right.
But the reality is cutting it off at 2 a.m. is not going to like change that. You know what I mean?
No. It makes it worse.
It makes it worse. And then
Yeah.
there's still going to be people that, whatever time of the day you cut off alcohol, they're still going to be doing what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I think
Yeah.
I think it should be 24 hours, really anywhere. Because I mean,
Is your
if
pla-
you're
is your
you're gonna
platform-
find if you're that in dire need of alcohol at 2:30 in the morning, you're gonna find it
You're
somewhere.
gonna fucking get it.
You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Or you've done the due diligence to go get it before.
Right.
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 You've got a
So-
bottle in your car.
So you might as well
Yeah.
you might as well just sell it.
Right.
That's like I think they're gonna pass marijuana, recreational marijuana
Oh,
in
here?
Virginia.
Oh fuck.
Oh, sure.
That's just a time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
When is it happening?
Yeah. How's that in L.A.?
I
it
mean,
ever- it's everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, like guys walk by smoking blunts,
I
high
get chronic
fiving
nausea.
cops.
Good old Cali.
Give me my card.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure there's certain areas you just drive to and there's a cloud.
I mean,
and
well,
you
I mean,
can smell
that's
it.
really everywhere downtown.
Yeah.
It's legal. It's completely.
Oh, it's just
Yeah,
recreational and everything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like, officer, you want to hit this?
Yeah,
No.
He's like, but federal employees, they can't do it, right?
I don't
mean,
know the laws.
I've heard they're pushing to kind of make it a little more lenient, or that you
Yeah.
won't be drug tested in so many of the government jobs.
That'd be
Right.
sick.
Well,
If it's
Colorado's.
legal, right?
Well, that's how I'm looking at it. It's kind of like,
I
dropping
was
all.
off work, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't do it here.
Well, Colorado's doing mushrooms now.
Yeah, so Colorado and
What up, Amsterdam?
Yeah.
So Denver, Colorado.
There's
it
going to be a
is-
red light district on in Boulder.
So Denver, Colorado made it legal for recreational mushrooms, and
Yeah.
then Oakland, California was number 2.
Really?
What?
Yeah, great.
Like,
So
currently?
the truth is, So this is going to turn into this is a money market now podcast. So for the last situation with the legalization of marijuana in Canada, we saw a huge spike in marijuana stocks, literally in like a week.
Right.
So you could have turned your $1,000 into fucking $50,000. You know what I mean? In like 2 weeks. So just so you know, guys, and this is not. I am not a financial analyst, but there is a possibility to look into mushroom stocks right now, and that when they start making it legal everywhere, I know that Great Britain's been looking into this for a long time,
within like 10 years.
So what do you look up? Mushrooms on the
well, you got to
NASDAQ?
do your research and make sure it's a legitimate company and not some fucking like building with like a couple of telephones in it.
Yeah, they don't list those on the New York Stock
Yeah.
So, Steve's down the street. He just went public.
He went public. Yeah, he's got an IPO. So make sure you find something that's legitimate. But you could buy it now for nothing, and then who knows? Just
and then MDMA.
Sell it though. I'll say that it's not going to keep going up.
Right.
That's the reality. Don't get FOMO. Just sell it when it peaks or on the way up.
I think most people that were here, that are probably listening to this, we're on the Bitcoin gold rush.
That's coming back.
It's already back.
What is it? 12,000?
It was
13.
It was at 13 yesterday.
It's pushing
Trey
14.
said-
Dancing around 10.
It dropped down to 3.
It dropped to 3, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to get back in." But I was like, "I'm just gonna wait it out."
It went down to
It's gonna drop more.
3,000?
Yeah, 30,
I couldn't look
30,
at it anymore.
3,100.
I remember when it did the split, it was at 1,800, and I called you up. I'm like, should I just buy 4 of them?
Yeah,
Well, there's a finite amount,
yeah.
which is super cool. So I think there's 29 million bitcoins.
Something like you're right
28,
around there. Yeah,
28
like
28,900,000 or something, and that's all that exists in the world.
Yeah.
So when they are sold, they can't be sold anymore.
Oh shit! Like 30% of them were just lost because people forgot their keys and shit. So
Right.
there's even a more finite amount that aren't even being traded anymore.
Yeah.
So
Evan, it sounds like you got a lot of Bitcoin over there.
He's an original guy.
yeah, so I got in. I turned $3,000 into $80,000 in fucking like 3 months, dude. And
Did you
so
cash out?
I got out with like $50,000 over time. But the reality is, I ended up using that for like life and like But the reality is that I couldn't fucking get off that train, man. Like,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
It's an
Every
addiction.
morning,
Yeah.
3. You know what I mean?
I
It's
couldn't sleep.
24 hours.
Yeah, and I have alarm set.
Stress
where
the fuck
if
out.
it moved 10%, my phone would go bang, bang, and so I'd be like, oh shit, fuck, what am I doing?
You were carrying around like 2
Evan's up at
batteries.
4 a.m.
You had 2 batteries.
Baby's
with
crying.
phones.
He's like, hold on.
Never
kid.
stopped. And so at one point when it started to drop, like I got out in like last February, I think, or maybe the year, something like that. But it was like I just sold everything off. I was like, I'm fucking done with it.
I
can't
kept
do
it,
anymore.
and I
Ever.
moved it like 4 pages over. So Coinbase is like on the end. So I like don't look. I don't check
even
it
think
ever.
about it. Yeah.
I'm like, if it goes back up, it goes back
Cool.
up. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
I remember when Trey first got Bitcoin. He's like, "Yo, I got it," and him and I,
This is it.
we're home. For some reason. But it was like we could watch it go up.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Should I?" I was like, "Dude, sell it right now." And then like 3 days later, it was like shit the bed completely.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody September.
Dude, there was the day that there was the day that I lost. I left the shack cleanup. I had to go home and press a button and lose $35,000 just like that, and it was tough, dude.
That's hard.
I had borrowed $45,000 on a margin from all the money that I had accumulated, and then I'd redone that margin. I showed my sister I showed my sister how easy it was, right? So I cashed out, my margin that I had going, which was at a great position. And I was like, watch this, I'll make like fucking $1,500 right now. So I reborrow $40,000.
Okay.
It spikes that day just a little bit in the next like fucking 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm up like fucking $1,400. And I say, boom, cash it out. And I was like, that's how easy it is. And I fucking sent her like $400 or something like that just for hanging out.
Yeah.
And then I reborrowed $45,000.
Oh, God.
At the fucking
1 hour later.
peak, dude.
When it was like 17,000.
Oh, fuck, dude. So
Yeah, I
at peak,
remember
it was
that.
at a peak, and then it started to just trickle down, and then like a week and a half later, I'm at bar cleanup, and I'm like, I gotta fucking drop it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm on my way home. My buddy LJ, he jumped in at the same time I did. He's
I
like,
know LJ.
he's like, I couldn't fuck it. I had to sell it, dude. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, it's
and
really
so
stressful.
I got home and it starts fucking raining, and I'm like, babe, I'm about to lose $30,000. She's like, well.
She's
Are
like,
you
go
sure?
sleep.
And I'm
Go
like-
sleep in the yard.
Yeah, so I'm like, I gotta do it. So I'm like, I gotta
Pull
do it,
the
babe.
shovel.
I press
Do
the
it.
button, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Yeah, for the first time in weeks.
I'm going to bed.
You're like explaining
Yeah,
to your
yeah, yeah.
sister, and you're like, it starts here,
like-
and it looks good right here, and then it spikes way up here, but now we're like right here. And she's
Yeah.
like, that's a triangle.
I'm fucked.
Like,
Yeah,
it's from the office.
yeah.
It's a pyramid. I mean, it's just one of those things that, like, you know, when something's really easy, it's never what it seems like.
No, not at all.
And Bitcoin was that thing. Like, if you had 10,000 of them and you